Hi everyone, hey people, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Sibyl for those who are new, and you are welcome to hear from Sibyl. So today I just want to share like a fun experience I had, my first time flying. It was fun. Like each time I look back on that day, I just remember that day I was flying for the first time. I'm going to laugh so hard because it was funny. It was actually very funny because the day I was supposed to fly, I left the house like 4 a.m. in the morning. Like my dad, he woke up that day, he was like, you guys have to hurry up, you know the traffic in Douala, you have to hurry up so we get to the airport. My flight was at 12 noon, but we left the house 4 a.m. It was too early. And I was just shaking, I was just scared, and I was like, oh my god, what if I miss my flight? Oh my god, I don't want to miss my flight. It was oh my god. Each time I remember that day, I would just laugh at myself and I'll be like, oh my god, what were you thinking? We left the house very early, very early. We left 4 a.m. by 6 we were already at the airport, and then we had to wait at the airport until I felt hungry. I was so hungry, we had to buy something to eat. And then that day I just had mixed feelings. What was going on in my mind was, I was happy that I was going to be entering the plane for the very first time. I'm going to see a plane for the first time because I only saw a plane when it was flying in the sky. I've never really seen a plane, like see a plane. So I was just excited that I was going to see a plane for the first time. And then deep down in me, I was like, oh my god, I'll miss my family. I'm leaving everybody I love back home just to go to a no man's land. I don't even know anybody there. It was just mixed feelings. I just had those feelings in me. And then we sat there, and when it was time for me to check in, I was just like, what am I doing? Is this the right choice? I was just like, I was scared. It's just that they were there to support me. I actually had my family with me. They were just there to support me, and I went and checked in for the first time. And the thing is, at the Cameroon airport, when they realize that you're flying for the first time, oh my god, they will stress you until you feel like not flying again. Just the listing, they're just going to make it look so big. And when the second time I was flying, it wasn't like that. My second time wasn't like that. The first time, they stressed me. They really stressed me. It wasn't easy because when I went to check my food, because they were actually opening the food to check what you're carrying, and then they were just complicating the whole thing. You just go at a certain point, they will stop you there to show them the money you have to do this. You've already checked in at the first place, and when you're going to the plane, there are some people that are just sitting there just to stress you up, asking you for money. I was like, what is this? Thankfully, they already told me this is what they're going to do, but the only place you're supposed to show these things is at the main check-in section. When you're going inside, those people will just be disturbing you. You have to not give in to what they are saying. So the first time, it was just like, oh my god. And then when the one thing I did was, I had meat in my bag, in my hand luggage. I was not supposed to put the meat in my hand luggage. So when I was just about to enter the plane, they were like, no, you're not supposed to fly with this. I had to go back outside to give it to my sister because I could not fly with it, and it was a lot of meat. My dad, he took his time to prepare that for me. I was like, oh my god, what did I do? I was not supposed to put it in my hand luggage, but I by mistakenly put it in my hand luggage, and I had to send it back. When I was about to enter the plane, and then I was like, oh my god, what did I do now? What will I do? Where am I supposed to go? And then I looked for my seat. I had a seat. I was sitting beside one lady when I got into the plane. I was with one lady. She was going to Dubai, and she has been to Dubai like 2 or 3 times. She was just like very tense. I was like, okay, I'm going to do it on my own. When I sat down, I struggled to put on my seatbelt. It wasn't hard because my uncle already told me that this is how you're supposed to put on your seatbelt. He did a great job. Hi, Uncle Ken. He did a great job. He was like, okay, this is how you're supposed to put on your seatbelt. And then he told me, when you go to the transit, don't look for your things, because some people, when they go to the transit, I was supposed to transit in Rwanda because I use Rwanda Airlines. He's like, when you go to the transit, don't look for your luggage because it's already transferred to the other. You only have your luggage when you go to Dubai airport. I was like, okay. And then I put on my seatbelt. That wasn't that hard, right? Okay, this is where it got scary for me. When the plane was about to take off, oh god. As it was about to take off, right, my ears got blocked. I could not hear anything. They were so blocked. Then my ears got blocked, and then I was just like, "Oh my god, what is happening?" You know, when it's going like this, for it to take balance, it has to go up before it takes balance, right? So as it was going up, before it could take balance, my ears were blocked. And when the plane had it balanced, now that is when they opened. I was like, "Oh my god!" I had to send my hands in my ears to like open it up. Oh my god! When we got to Rwanda, there was this escalator, right, in Cameroon. I've never used an escalator. I'm not going to tell you that I've used it before. I've never used an escalator, but the people who were in front of me, I just stood there because I knew that I'm not going, I don't know how to use this thing. How am I going to use an escalator? So I just stood there. I stood behind, and then I saw people step on the escalator. People were just stepping on the escalator. They were stepping, and I just stood there. I watched their step. I think about 5 persons, they went ahead of me, and then I had to step there. I was a little bit shaky because I've never used it before, guys. I've never used it before. And then I stepped there. It wasn't that bad, so I just had to hold on tight to it. I just held I held on tight to the side rails. I held on tight to the side rails for me to get balance, because I've never used it before. Don't judge me, please. I've never used it before. So yeah, it was not that bad. Then when I sat at the Rwanda airport, one guy walked up to me. He's like, "Is this you?" He had a photo of me in his phone, right? And he's like, "Is this you?" I'm like, "Okay, who is this person?" He was from Cameroon. So the lady who was supposed to pick me up from the airport, she knew I was on that flight. Then the guy was on that same flight. So when we got there, the lady had to check out to see if I was there. So he came to me and said, "Is that you?" I was like, "Yeah, it's me." I had like 1,001 question in my head at that point. I'm like, "Where did you get my photo from? Oh my god, what are you doing? Am I supposed to run?" It scared me for a minute, because you don't think that anybody knows you, and all of a sudden someone comes with a photo of you in their phone. That doesn't happen very often. And then he's like, "Okay, my name is Frank. This person sent your picture so I could pick you up from the airport. You know, she's waiting. She just wanted to confirm if you are on the flight." I'm like, "Yeah, that's me." I'm like, "My name is Sibi." He said, "My name is Frank." And then at that time I felt relieved. He said, "Okay, we are going to meet when we drop at the Dubai airport. We will just go together, and I will check you out. Then we will go to where you're supposed to live." This is great, because at that point now I just knew that, okay, there's this person that I already know that is going to show me every place that I'm supposed to go. And then it was great that I had him when we were about to take off from the Rwanda airport. Oh, the airport is nice. It is really nice. When we were about to take off from the Rwanda airport, I didn't feel that blockage in my ear again. My ears were not blocked like when we were taking off from the Cameroon airport. I just guess it's because it was my first time. Then I wasn't that scared again. Everything was just normal. The flight was very long, and the food in the plane, the food I've never eaten that kind of food in my life. So I was just like, "Oh my god, what kind of food is this?" I had to eat the food because I was hungry. Then I was drinking juice all the time. They were like, "Do you drink alcohol?" and things like that. I was just like, "No, I don't." I just drank juice and ate the food because I was hungry. I was really hungry. And then we actually had an emergency stop in Oman because the places were foggy, right? And the pilot was like, "We cannot go with this. We just have to wait for some time. When the places get clear, we will take off." So we waited there for like an hour or two, yeah. And then when we got to Dubai airport, it was already morning. And before we even arrived Dubai, it was, I had to look at Dubai from the sky. It was beautiful. It was beautiful. Just the lighting and everything was amazing. It was so amazing. God. And then when the pilot was like, okay, welcome to Dubai airport, you know, when they're talking over the radio, they're like, welcome to the Dubai airport. We are like, okay. I was like, okay, so this is Dubai. You know, when they are just like going down, and when I got out of the plane, I was just looking at the airport. Dubai airport is amazing. It is so good. It's beautiful. So when I got out of the plane, it was like I was on another planet, because the airport is beautiful. I've not seen so many airports in my life, but that is the best airport I've seen for now, because I know there are other places, but that is the best airport I've seen. When I got to the airport, I was just looking at the people there, looking at myself, because their dresses, you see these, the white candoras, right? If you're seeing it for the first time, they are so white, and the people sitting there, they were looking very fresh. So I was just looking at myself, looking at them, looking at myself. One of them asked me, you first time in Dubai? Because that is how they speak their English here. He said, you first time in Dubai? I said, yeah, this is my first time in Dubai. He said, okay, you have to go there. Then the guy I was with, he was so sweet. He took me around. We went to do the eye scan, because when you're going, they have to scan, and then you go through their machines for them to check your luggage. Yeah, everything. They have to check everything before you pass, you know. So yeah, he was like, okay. I went there. I was just looking at the person who was supposed to do my eye scan. He was like, you have to focus here. I take your eye scan, I take picture for you, and then you go. Okay. I was like, okay. But guys, I wasn't looking at him. I was just like, left, right, left, right, left, right. He's like, Habibti, look here. Shufi, look here. I was like, okay. The airport is amazing. I was just looking around, and the guy was like, don't worry, when we're done, I will show you everywhere. He took, like, my flying wasn't that stressful, because they had given me the information. Then thankfully I met someone who was very patient, because if you're traveling with some people for the first time, they really get mad when you do some things. I'm like, you don't have to get mad. These people don't know these things, right? It's their first time. So he was sweet. He took me around and showed me places. Like, we got home that very first day, and then he gave me a bus card, an RTA bus card. He took me to change my money. He did a lot of things for me. So I was just glad that people were there for me since the first day. And then when we got to the airport, one thing is, the lady had gone back home. She waited, and because of the stop in Oman, she had to go back home, because she came back from duty. She was tired. She needed some rest, you know. And then she texted the guy and said, okay, just bring her home. I'll be home waiting for you guys. My flight wasn't that stressful, just for the mixed feelings and everything, but it was okay. When I got to Dubai the first time, I was excited, and then I was scared. It scared me for a minute, just being in a total strange place. You don't know anybody there. I was just trying to adapt. And I called my dad. I was like, Dad, I'm in Dubai, but I'm not feeling myself. My dad is the person that will tell you that you got this all the time. So he's like, no, you really decided to travel. I did not ask you to. You decided to, so you can do it. Don't be scared. Everything will be fine. I carried my food. So because I got here the food, I could not eat the food and all of that. It was just, you know, it was okay. It wasn't that bad. It was okay. I enjoyed flying. I wasn't stressed up like waiting at the airport. Although when I got to the airport, that is the very first day I knew that people get frustrated when they get to the Dubai airport and there's no one to pick them up. Because we actually met one guy. He was asking oh, do you know this place? I'm trying to get to this place. He said he has been waiting at the airport for hours. Nobody's coming to pick him. I felt sorry. That very first day, I felt sorry for the guy. He said, I've been here for hours. Because at some airports, you have to transit, you have to wait at the transit for 12 hours, 18 hours. It's hell. Some airports, you wait for 12 hours, 18 hours. Some it's just even, you can wait even for a day at some airports. But our transit was just like for 2 hours. Our transit was just like 2 hours. It wasn't that much. So My flying wasn't that stressful. It's just the fun and the stupid things I was doing when I got to Dubai, because I was just looking at people, just bumping into people anyhow. And the escalator thing, oh my god. Oh goodness god. Flying is, I love traveling because you just learn things that you never knew. Because if you sit at a particular place, you don't really know the diversity of this world. You need to get out there and see what people do, what people are capable of doing. It's awesome, for real. It's awesome.